is Stephanie, and welcome back to my channel, One Meal. Last week, we started out with the first 3 steps that I took to my weight loss. Now, we're going on to the next 3 steps to weight loss. I'm so glad you came back to join me. Last week, we talked about the first 3 steps. And the first 3 steps, just to give you guys a little refresher, see if you remember, were talk to your doctor, find a doctor. They were do your research on what it is that your doctor told you that you need to work on or may be struggling with. And 3, do we remember what 3 is? We did this last week. 3 was start changing your diet. Start cutting out foods, start adding foods in conjunction with everything that you've learned from the first 2 steps. So those were the first 3 steps. Now we're going to talk about the next 3 steps. And the first of those next 3 steps, which makes it a lot more complicated when you put that way. Step 4 is water. Water, water, water. You guys, I cannot stress to you how incredibly important water is in your life. Obviously, everyone knows you can't go X amount of days, 3 days without having water, right? Or you'll die. You need water. Your body is 70% of it is made up of water. I did a little research actually kind of in preparation for this video because believe it or not, I don't just know everything. But I did a little research and according to mayoclinic.org, you guys can look this up yourself as well. I can put a link in the description box below. All of the information that I have, you guys, is all information that is totally available to all of you that you can do your own research as well and read these articles because I'm just giving you just like clips and snips from things that I read. So I highly encourage you to take advantage of Google, you know, the amazing technology that we have, and to read these articles yourselves. There may be something that will stand out to you that didn't stand out to me or whatever. I really recommend you guys read these things on your own time as well so that you are absorbing as much information to make your life better as possible. So here's what I read according to mayoclinic.org. And I'm just looking at my notes if you guys wonder why I'm like kind of just staring off to the side. 15.5 cups of water are recommended for men generally, and 11.5 cups of water for women per day generally. And I say that generally because it is incredibly specific to each person. And you know, maybe you take medications, or maybe you have an X amount of physical exercise, or maybe you work in manual labor or things like that. Those kind of things will change how much water you should be drinking. And you know, just like step 1, talk to your doctor, this is something else you should be talking to your doctor about. How much water do you specifically need to be drinking? But nicely enough of Mayo Clinic to give us kind of like a general guideline. So like I said, 15.5 cups of water for men, 11.5 cups of water for women, and that is per day. And again, same thing, same website, just to give you guys a general idea. It's like, okay, why do I need to drink so much water? Why is it important? Like why, you know, why do I need it? What if I'm not thirsty? So water will clear bacteria out of your bladder and other parts of your body through urination, which you need that. Helps keep your body temperature normal. That is really important. It helps regulate the temperature inside your body, keep you at like a homeostasis level. Real important. Lubricates your joints. You also need that. And protects sensitive tissues inside your body. You guys, those are just a couple of things. I just wrote down a couple. Harvard University also has an article on water and the effects and how much you need and why you need it. They have like a huge long list of all the things that water really does inside your body. So check that out. I'll put that in the description box below as well, a link to the Harvard University article. So yes, please drink more water. I can guarantee you probably are not drinking enough water as it is. I even have a hard time drinking as much water as I need to, because it's hard. You feel like you're going to drown in water, which brings me to, please don't drink too much water. Keep track of it. You can actually die from drinking too much water. It's a bad thing. Don't do that. Okay, number 5 on our list of 6 things that I started doing in my weight loss journey is exercise. And no, I did not say extra fries. I wish I had. Exercise is supposed to be fun. Let me emphasize fun. Insert bold letters here, F-U-N, fun. It is supposed to be fun. But think about things you already enjoy doing. Maybe you like to go for long walks. Maybe you like to dance. Maybe you enjoy, I don't know, kayaking or something. Maybe a water sport or swimming of some kind. Take the things you already enjoy doing and make them into a part of your daily exercise regimen. When it comes to how much, again, it's incredibly hyper-focused on the person that is doing it, and how much you should do. This can also be something you can talk to your doctor about. You can ask them how much. Do they have any ideas of what activities you should be doing or something that would be best for you? One thing that I do want to say about exercise, and I feel like everyone should do it, is yoga. You guys, I am a huge yogi. I do my best. I am definitely not perfect, but I try to do yoga every day, because it is so incredibly beneficial regardless of where you are at in your health and weight loss journey. It is just incredibly helpful. And yoga also has a large component, which is our 6th and final point, is meditation and your brain. Meditation is not just only the final point. The way I wrote it down in my notes is just the 6th point is mind, your mind. It does not have to just, be about meditation. But the reason I'm bringing it up is because it has helped me so much in my journey. And meditation really is just the practice of quieting your brain, is just sitting in silence. You can do a guided meditation if you wanted to, but just the practice of sitting in silence and clearing your mind and just naturally letting your brain just be still. And one thing that I do want to mention is an app that I have used for quite a while. And I just want you guys to know they're not sponsoring this video. They're not paying me to tell you this. It's the Headspace app. Some of you have heard of it, maybe you haven't. They also have some documentaries on Netflix now, which are super cool. But the Headspace app is a meditation app. And my favorite part about this app is it can really be catered to you and your lifestyle and maybe what you're struggling with, or what you want to work on personally. Another reason I really like it is because it is excellent for beginners, because when I first started meditating, I didn't even know what that meant. I had no idea where I would even begin to do something like that. So when I found this app, I was super excited because it has so much information about your brain and about meditation and why does it work and how can it help you and how do you do this? What does this mean? Why is it going to help me? So I highly, 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 highly recommend you guys look into meditation and look up the Headspace app. It will help you immensely. Another part of the final thing that I did in this health and weight loss journey was my mental health, which is another, I kind of struggled with what I was going to call this 6th and final step, but I decided just to stick with mind. Your mental health is incredibly important when it comes to your weight loss, because if you don't believe in yourself, or if there's trauma that you have that is eating you up inside, if you have anxiety or depression or any of these things, they seriously affect the functioning of your body, and how you emotionally respond to the things in your life directly reflect the health of your physical body. So as I'm sure you know, there are a lot of things you can do for your mental health. You can talk to somebody, talk to a friend, talk to a loved one, talk to a therapist. You guys, there's absolutely no shame whatsoever in talking to a therapist and getting help for the areas that you struggle in. And dealing with kind of the clouds and the clutter that we have inside our mind is incredibly important to getting to that weight loss area, because you may be doing, and I'm saying this as personal experience, you may be doing really well for a long time, and then all of a sudden something bad happens to you. A loved one dies, or you lost your job, or a relationship ends or something, and you just kind of dive off the deep end and you just stop caring because you're dealing with something that's very painful to you. And you may stop eating, you may start overeating, you may stop exercising, you may wonder why it even matters anymore, because you're dealing with such a heavy load that doesn't have anything to do with it. So things like therapy and talking it out and meditation are really important to continuing your journey even when things go wrong, and they will, because that's life. So for me personally, I had to deal with depression, anxiety. I had to deal with past traumas in my life. I had to deal with emotional eating. That was a big one for me. Whenever I had a bad day or something bad happened to me, or I just was sad because, depression, I would just eat because it made me feel better, because food was good and I liked food. So I was going to sit and eat an entire family size bag of Lay's chips or an entire carton of ice cream because I could. No one was going to tell me no, and it was going to make me feel better, so I was going to do it. And I had no idea just the detrimental cycle that I was putting myself through by feeding myself sugar, and then the sugar, just adding on to the depression and the sadness and the self-hate that I was feeling. And it really was just a giant circle of bad. So I really encourage you guys to take your mind and your mental health as a very serious part of your health and weight loss journey. You cannot make it there without dealing with those things first. And someone told me that in the beginning of my weight loss journey, and I didn't listen. And I started doing really well. I started losing weight and things were great and I was feeling great, but then I just stopped one day, and then I couldn't figure out why I wasn't getting anywhere, and I was getting so frustrated, and I realized it's because I was not dealing with all parts of my body. Health and wellness is not just about how you physically look. It is about how your body is operating. It's about your spirituality. It's about your mind and your mental health, and overall wellness is what I really want to try and help you achieve. So next week, you guys, we are going to have our very first cooking episode, and I am so excited for that. I'm going to pick out a recipe. I'm going to teach you guys how to make it, and we're going to make it together, and then we're going to talk about it. And I can't wait for that. We're also going to focus a little bit on step 2, and kind of talk about what you should start cutting out first, and then ridding your household of temptation from that and all the feelings that come up with it. So yes, please stick around till next week to see all of that good stuff going on. And thank you guys as always for watching and joining me here at One Meal.